Good morning, Bobo.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. Blinket, you've done it again, haven't you, Bobo? You've been to most corners of the UK in about a day.
In about a day. And let me tell you what I hate about Bristol. I'll tell you later. I'll let you.
Bristol.
No, you should tell him now, Taffy.
Don't, Bobo. Don't upset me.
No, I won't. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you.
No, you can tell us now, because if you put it in writing, you'll get even more people knowing what you don't like about Bristol. Okay. Hello, Fruity at Bacon's.
Good morning, peoples.
Good morning.
Hello, Dave.
Nice, Charlie.
I'll tell you very quickly what I hate about Bristol. I stayed in Little King Street, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
You know where Little King Street is?
Little King Street, yeah. I think
I stayed at a Premier Inn. Now, I've just picked up my car from my brother, and I did the driving, right? Trying to get it out of Bristol. Now, Bristol's lovely, don't get me wrong. Getting out of Bristol, my God, I went round 3 times because they're all one-way streets. Mm-hmm. We were boxed in, and there was only one right turn, but it's for buses and taxis only. And so I stopped. Honestly, 3 times I went round. I thought, how the hell do I get out of this city? It wasn't wanting me to take me, get me out of Bristol. So we stopped the Deliveroo guy on a scooter.
Yeah.
And he was obviously a student, quite well educated, nice guy. And he said, look, I know everybody seems to have the same problem. He said, just follow me. So basically, this guy was so good, so nice. This, people in Bristol, he literally took me. He said, follow me. We had to turn right where the bus is, and that right turn at the end of Little King Street, because we couldn't get out because all the roads were blocked. And he took me all the way to the M5.
Honestly, it is a flipping nightmare, because all of a sudden every route is a taxi and a bus route, end of,
Well, I couldn't get out, Dave. No. I couldn't get out. It's the only way I had to go. But we had a great time in Bristol. It was good.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so that's that's the only moment about Bristol. Yeah.
So, Bobo, you're having a great time there, and you had to. But Fruity, are you having a great time where you are?
Yes, very good, thank you. I got down here Tuesday. When did Munson come down? Munson came down Thursday, was it? And we went out and had a couple of drinks, and then I met Ray Pritchard on Friday briefly. Alan's family arrived. They're off to London shortly at 10 o'clock, so I don't know whether Alan will just poke his nose in very quickly. Last night we went out for a meal, very nice.
Lovely.
As I say, they're off to London today. I'm going to go and have a beer with a mutual friend of, well, it's a mate of Alan's.
He
was an engineer on RFA.
Oh, was Bacon on RFA, or just
no? This guy comes from Walton on the Naze. So that's how I got introduced to him a few times when I was down here before. Yeah, so.
Well, welcome, Martin, from Down Under.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, we better say hello to Steve Walker, because he might be hearing us, although we can't see him.
He's probably on his laptop.
He's,
Yeah, he is, he
he's on
is,
it.
yeah.
He's on it. His weekly homage to his laptop.
Is that the
Can you
new
hear?
laptop, Dave?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
We can
Are
hear
you,
you.
are you down a coal mine or something, Steve?
Sounds like it, doesn't it? Sounds like he's in the valley.
Isn't useless, this thing.
What's that scraping noise? Is that you, Steve?
Probably. I'm looking to see if that. No, it isn't.
He's
No.
trying to get out of that box he's in.
I'm going on the phone. I'm going back to the old technology.
He's actually in the box that is to do with the laptop because he said I can't get it out, so I'm getting in. You know.
Is he with the Muppets?
400 quid down the bloody pan here. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Steve, you'll have to blame Colonel because he's been on at you buying this thing, so you'll have to tell him off.
I know, I'll be asking him for a refund.
What did he buy? Something to help him get in.
I'll
We
call
need
the
to
phone.
send we'll send Louise round to his house.
I'll see you
Fix it.
shortly.
Oh dear. Hey, so Martin, lovely to see you because obviously we you know this is called the Aussie Crew Bar, and we're very glad that you're representing Australia and at the moment New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, I've had a good day on the golf course today, so I'm very happy.
Mhm.
The weather's been very nice. It's not been as hot as it has been the last few weeks, but it was nice to get out there today.
Where do you play, Martin?
I play at my local course. It's only about 5 miles from where I am, and it's called Dunheved, Royal Dunheved.
Don't know that one. Yeah.
No, it's at St Mary's. It's a very flat course, but very long.
Yeah.
Macca's been out there for a game, and I kicked his ass out there.
Where
Did
is
you
the
enjoy
hotel
that?
anyhow?
I don't know.
I
He
don't-
was supposed to
he
get
did-
back
he
to me.
did send a message through this morning, I'm sure. So see what time he sent it because then we'll know if he is alive and well, obviously. 8:08 our time. So that's what it's 6 o'clock at night your way, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's just turned 6 p.m. here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I've been trying to get him to go to this night out, but he's trying to wiggle out of it, Dave. He reckons he's broke after coming back from bloody Italy.
well,
Well, I think so. All the jarry he got down his neck.
I know.
I know. You know, it's Italy have had to close down for a week just to try and regroup and get some food in.
Restock.
It was Bonajari. Of course, you know what it's like when you've been eating like that. You then, when you come home, you still want to be eating of something like. So we've gone as far as the lettuce and the extra special virgin oil. That we've gone that far. But no, it's great. It's very, very good. Very, very good. Steve, Martin was just talking about the golf. He's just been playing golf. I was at that golf club in Bournemouth yesterday, Steve, and the heavens just opened up.
Really,
We were only
yeah.
there for going before the football, Martin, not for playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, David. But you got
Hello,
wet. did you?
Stephen. What's
Hello,
he down under?
Have you
Well,
come in on
Steve-
your laptop, Steve?
No, I'm on the phone now. I'm on
Oh.
the phone.
Yeah.
Laptop's a load of shite. It's going back tomorrow.
All you got to do is go in and get them to do the settings for you, and it'll work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well,
You've
it was
got
it was a sound the other week.
Yeah, well,
Not that
you've probably got the same issue with the camera, and you'll
Yeah,
have to play around with a little thing down on the bottom corner.
Play a sound with what little thing?
There's a thing down in the bottom corner, like a video, image of a video camera with a little arrow by it. If you click
Yeah,
it,
I've tried all that.
you've got settings, and it'll be in there.
Fruity, do you remember, was it 2 years or maybe nearly 3 years ago, every crew bar, we had this discussion with everybody.
Yeah.
And now the crew bar director, 3 years later, is the only one that still needs
Still got
to
the
have this
problem.
weekly discussion.
Even the boss got in.
Yes.
Oh, well.
It takes all sorts, and I've got to be that all sort, I'm afraid.
So,
He needs to have a refresher course, Dave.
Yeah. Something in that.
Did I spell what's you right, Dave?
yeah, that's a lovely one. That you'll be
I
right.
spelled it right.
As I
I normally
said the
spell
other
it wrong.
week, it would be good to see maybe another 3 or 4 T's in the Watsy, but not to worry. Two will do. 2 will do. You know. So Stephen Watsy, has the week that was been good for you down under, and are you enjoying the sporting atmosphere down there?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. It's been excellent. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm just playing. Done. There we go.
Oh,
go.
very good. Very
Yeah.
good. But
The soccer's
That's
been quite good, hasn't it, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
but do you
Yeah,
know
it's
what,
been fantastic, hasn't it?
what we
Yeah.
haven't
I've got-
mentioned is that and BBC Pete did mention it just before we went on air, that the England netball team are doing extremely well so far, having
Oh, yeah.
beaten,
Yeah, we did hear that they beat
yeah, but
Australia.
obviously, but they were both
And,
good
and New
matches.
Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, NZ in the quarters.
Well,
No,
they're
no,
the
sorry,
top two sides,
Aussies
aren't
in
they?
the
So if you beat
quarters.
them, you're doing very well.
Yeah,
I
fantastic.
thought
So
we were playing Australia in the final today.
I don't know how it works, but is that who we're playing in the final?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Couple of
Australia?
hours' time.
Yeah, it's a weird setup.
I've got a question. I got a question. Do they still play with the blue knickers?
No, they've gone to black.
No, they got red knickers.
England had black on yesterday.
Okay.
The Aussies don't wear any.
Yeah.
That's why the games are popular.
Yeah, they go commando. Commando. That's why they get the big. That's why they get the big crowds.
Oh, that's great.
I've
That's
been watching
great.
them for ages.
Oh,
Am I
no,
right in that? Do England play Australia in the final today?
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Pete, can you
Couple
explain why, having beaten them already in the quarterfinals, that we're playing them in the final?
Yeah, Australia, it was all still in groups up to the quarterfinal stage, and Australia, even though they lost, still qualified for the semis, and they won.
It's like in the football, Nigeria beating Australia in the group stage, and yet they're playing England tomorrow in this last 16.
Yeah.
So it was a group stage thing.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
It only became knockout once you qualified for the semis, and as
Yeah.
Australia got
Yeah.
through in second place, I think, in their league.
In their group, yeah.
Yeah.
In their group.
Okay. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And was it that Mandy Montague thing on mine?
Yeah, I spoke to her yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what happened was that this old girl got they think it's her son, and Manny got doorstepped by the local rag, and they followed it up with the Daily Mail were in the town as well, and so they gave her a call.
What was this? Sorry, I didn't hear what happened.
Oh, there's a dear old lady got stabbed, got murdered by. Well, I'm not. They're saying it's probably her son. He's the number one suspect who's been arrested but not charged. They stabbed her last week sometime. But Mandy got collared by the local press, who then told Daily Mail that they had someone who will talk about it. And Mandy thought, oh, right, okay, well, I might as well tell them as well.
Did she witness something or?
No, she didn't witness anything. She just knew the old lady.
Oh, she just knew the old lady. Okay.
Yeah.
So she was interviewed for the press, the newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame she doesn't come on the crew bar.
Yeah.
Well, she's.
Hey
a
guys,
football
by the
fan.
way, I wanted to tell you, I arrived back in Cardiff yesterday, and I'm not a real fan of rugby and everything. And honestly, I walked and went down to the pub in the bay here, and I thought there's a lot. When I drove into Cardiff, I thought there's a lot of people around here in Cardiff. The traffic was awful by the castle. And then I go into the pub and it's going wild.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that England was playing Wales. And then what happened was I had to drop my brother off to the station, and I went on it was easy to go on the bus and not the station, the airport, easy to go on the bus. And I came back and I was with all these Welsh guys. They were so drunk. And then I got to the city centre, and guess who was playing at the castle? Tom Jones. So there must have been 100,000 people in bloody Cardiff yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what Taffy was doing? He was eating hot dogs.
Yes, I know he was. Yeah, he was eating hot dogs and everything. Yeah.
And it was only a blooming friendly.
Yeah, it was only a friendly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Bobo, I think you say it's all these different events that are happening where there's hundreds of thousands of people. I think it's actually you that they're coming to see, because you did this last time and there was a big concert going on with another big band. It wasn't you two. I've forgotten who it was.
Coldplay,
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm coming next week to 10 days in South Sea. So I'm going to my niece's wedding on Thursday, and then I'm there for 10 days down the south coast. So
Are you gonna stay in your mate's flat where you got accosted and
I'm staying in my niece's flat this time. I'm not going to go through all that. He's in jail anyway, so
good. Otherwise, he's the come after you, Bobo.
He's in jail for GBH again.
Bruty, you'll be back in town next week, won't you?
Sorry?
You'll be back home, obviously, next week.
Yeah, I'm coming back on Tuesday.
Well, is that all right? Maybe if he's in Southsea, we could meet up at a general spot, Bobo, if you've got
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm there for 10 days. I go next Thursday.
All right, good.
Just let me know.
I've got to take my sister to hospital next Thursday.
Yeah.
Because she's got to go to have her first thing on the cataracts, and she can't drive afterwards because they put drops in.
No.
Make flourish a bit.
No, if there is a time, because I mean, I've got things happening as well.
Yeah,
I've got things happening. All right. Okay.
You've got ladders to hold, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, I've got. Oh, don't flipping neck. I've got a flipping.
Still got lawn mowing to do.
Watsy, you'll be proud of me. You know, obviously we take care with the garden. You do, we all do, but I did the mowing, obviously, like I do. But Pat said that there's this wisteria growing up from the pergola, whatever you call it, by the side of the garage, but it's all overflowing, growing really fast and quick up the flipping roof of the garage. So she said, look, we've got to cut that off from the roof bit. So I said, well, we'll just do it from underneath the gutter, underneath the pergola, like we did last time. She said, no, I need to get more of it cut off, and we need access from the top. Well, I said, well, that means using the trestle tape, trestle. Yeah, we tried, not high enough. We got to go up on the ladder up onto the roof. Now, I went up and had a look. I said, Pat, it's pretty steep. Those, even a garage roof is
trying to get rid of you.
And it's still flipping high. So anyway, she went up. She said, no, I've got to get up. So she gets up on the flipping roof. She gets up on the roof, and then she sits on her bum and she moves along, and she's getting she's got the cutters, she's doing it all and passing it back to me, who's at the top of the ladder to receive it all and dump it. Well,
you hear?
I thought, hang on, I need. No one's going to believe us, but do it. So I went back to the kitchen and I started taking a couple of photographs. And of course, then I sent one to Steve Walker, because Steve's seen her in action down here in the garden, and he knows that she does all these things. So he sent me a message yesterday. He said, "How did Pat get down from the roof? All right." And I
Dave,
just said, thanks for reminding me. I wondered where she was.
Dave, you said you were going playing table tennis.
Yes.
I said, don't forget
Left
to
her on
get
the
pat
roof.
down.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking the photos for insurance purposes.
Hey, I'll send one of the photos through on the thing just so you can see. But she's all right. She's back down. She is back down.
How long did you leave her up there?
Well, when was it? When was it you called me, Steve? Was
It
that
was about
yesterday?
dinner time that she was up there, and I call you later on in the
You
evening.
called me
got
Saturday,
back
and I
to
think she went up on Thursday. So anyway, but it's all right. She's fine. She's all right. She a little bit wet, but she's and annoyed, but she's all right.
Was she using little pruners, Dave? Those little scissors?
Well, actually, no. She did have them, but she needed the longer ones because she didn't want to stretch right down. You know, it's bloody dangerous. Honestly, it was.
Well, talking while we're on the subject of gardening, I bought myself one of those little electric chainsaws, a handheld one.
Yes.
I tell you what, it's the best thing ever. Unbelievable. Yeah, I've got to cut this tree down in the next couple of weeks because I'm getting solar put on.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got this 40-foot bloody bay leaf tree, and it's casting a shadow over one side of the house. And the guy said, you know, you've got to trim that down a bit. Well, this thing does it in no problem at all. Just zip, zip,
and does
zip.
it? Can it do quite a hefty limb?
As long as it's not more than about, I think it said about 60 millimeters or 60 centimeters thick. But I'll just do a little bit on one side and then a bit on the other. And
Very good.
Yeah.
So, Fruity, you can get one to do your bush back home.
Actually, my bush does need trimming.
You were doing it last time. I know you've done it once already, haven't you? I know you.
I've got these laurels that go. Well, I've got two lots. One runs along in front of the sheds, and the other one runs down the side of the patio. And the ones over the patio got so tall they're hanging over a next door's garden now. And last time he complained, but the guy who does my stuff, I have told him about it, but I think he's been busy cutting grass, so he'll do it later in the year, I expect.
That's good. Yeah.
Hey,
Colonel's learning Spanish so that he can actually tell his Mexican gardeners what he actually wants doing, because they just do what they want.
Actually, Steve,
right,
I've got a big lawn, big back lawn, and one around the front.
Yeah.
It's too much for me to do.
Yeah, I gave up 10 years ago. I hate it.
I know, Colonel, you hate the garden, don't you?
No, 10 years ago, Colonel admitted he'd given up. He'd actually given up 30 years before that.
Well, actually, when I went there in 1997, he'd given up.
I tell you what, if my gardeners retire or something, I'll be fucked. I don't have nothing. I don't have a lawnmower, nothing. So I just gonna have to look for someone else.
I'm the same.
Yeah, I just have no interest.
Steve over there. You have to fly over.
Steve's got a Steve. You've got your advert up, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always there.
Yeah,
You'll have to go international. International.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I need.
World.
Yeah.
Dip over to Seattle to cut your lawn. That'll only be $15,000. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Plus a 5-star hotel.
Yeah. And then 45 bucks to do the actual lawn.
Yeah, 45 bucks.
So Martin, when were you thinking of arranging this social gathering?
Well, on the I told Macca the 19th. But he seems to be, he's trying to wriggle out of it. He says he's not available or something. So I don't know if you want to come, but Andy Parminter's coming down from Port Macquarie. So Saturday the 19th, I think it is.
I don't know who this is.
Not alone. Oh.
Yeah, we're trying to organise the Major Oak. So it's good if you can go as a group, you know. It's I think it's $60, $65 a
No,
head.
Taffy.
A three-course dinner at the show.
Taffy, let me get my hat on.
So, but you got to buy your own drinks. So,
Hello,
yeah,
Martin.
that's the plan. Good day. Sorry, I've got to leave now, boys. I can't stay because
Well, because Taffy's coming.
Yeah.
well
There
done,
he
well
is.
done.
Martin, nothing personal. No, no insult taking. But I'll have to
No,
leave
you-
soon too because I've been. I got up early this morning, caught the bus down to Newport, and to pick up the Taffmobile. There's been a guy working on it all weekend, but he
Yeah.
wants to go home, so I've had to come down to pick it up.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you, Martin.
And you, Taffy. Well done to Wales.
Well
Oh
done,
yes.
sir.
Oh well. It's got to lift the spirits a bit, isn't it?
Absolutely. There'll be some brains drunk tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was last night. I met up with my one of my young nephews was playing for. He was having a trial for a top team down here, and he only played the second half, but he played well. And all his father, his grandfather, they were all there. And
Yeah, we've just heard from Bobo. Apparently, Cardiff's
Coming, Taffy, it's coming in the centre.
overrun.
well, as soon as I've taken over the meeting, and I'll only be here for 5 minutes, I just as well show you where I am, Bobo. You'll recognize it.
Right.
Look in the distance.
Where's that? Sorry, I don't know where that is. Is that
It's a nursing home.
Right. In the distance.
Nursing home.
What, has he escaped? Has he escaped?
Bobo, it's your new accommodation, Bobo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I am. That's my
You
room.
bastards. Look, in the distance, there's a bit of history here. In the distance is the Newport Transporter Bridge.
Oh, yeah. I know where we walked.
Yes, and we're going to cross it one day because they're working on
Yeah.
it now to get it back in order.
Oh, good.
But it's one of only 5 left in the world.
It's an interesting
So, yeah, it was built over the River Wye to take the workers from one side of the river over to the other side of the river, where there was a steel and shipbuilding yards over the other side. So there's a bit of history for you. But,
So what is it? Like a floating punt or something that goes
yes.
across?
Yeah, you go.
Put your car on.
No,
it.
they
You put your
had-
You
car
wouldn't
on
want to
it.
say that when you were pissed, would you?
No. You can get about 10 cars on it or
Yeah.
vans,
Interesting.
but you can cross it with your bicycle or on foot for free now. But in the end of the 18th and 19th century, it used to be a penny to cross. So you wouldn't believe it, but the working men, because they got fuck all in them days, excuse my language, but they had to walk to the top of the bridge and they'd walk across rather than pay the penny
Yeah.
to go to work every day. Yeah, it was a very interesting bridge.
Yeah,
I
it's
hope
good.
everybody's fine. And I know the start of the soccer season was yesterday. And so I hope all your teams had a good run. So I'll be on my way now to pick the Taffmobile up, all ready for Galway.
Brilliant.
Galway.
All the best.
Okay,
So I'm
Taff.
off.
Right, I got Sandy
Yeah,
peeping in. Come on, come and show your face.
Okay.
No, you're not on the
Well, we
camera.
can't see it, but yeah. Can you
Oh,
can you change your background? Fruity? Yeah, I should have said that before.
Here, Taff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Taffy, you all right there, Taff? We've got Sandy coming in.
Well done, Sandy.
Wait a minute. I don't know how to do it.
You scroll up. It says none. There
Oh,
you
there
go.
she is. Yeah.
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 Audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hiding behind me.
She's
Hiding
there,
behind
she's good.
Dave.
I can see you now.
Shoulder, Fruity.
All right.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Sandy, has Fruity and Munson, have they been being well behaved?
No,
Munson's not here. He only
Is
came
it-
for the day for a,
Oh, did he? Did
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Lovely.
they weren't good. Were
Yeah.
you?
no, we were naughty. We stayed out. No, that
Uh-oh.
no. Yes. No, that was.
Did you go with the Red Lion,
Oh, yes,
Dave?
it was. It was karaoke day, Thursday, wasn't it? We went to this
Red
British
Lion.
Legion Club and they had karaoke from 2 till 6 and it was heaving in there.
Lovely. Good. Well, at least it wasn't that bar that Steve Walker went to with Alan Bacon down in Southampton.
No, the one they didn't get in, you mean?
The one they weren't pretty enough to go in.
Refused entry. You're not popular.
That was flipping great. Steve, we think you're pretty enough. All right.
Thank you.
Out of interest, did any on Facebook? I don't know if you know that Polly was retiring today,
No.
and there's a video
Oh.
clip on Facebook of him leaving the ship.
Wow.
Right,
flipping
okay.
heck. So
I'll have a look for it.
Did he go to sea in
God.
74? Or
About
75?
that, he was a bellboy on Canberra when I went there in '75.
And he's still at sea.
He's
Oh,
just
blimey.
left today.
Yeah. I was a PRS with him in the Benito bar. in Canberra.
That's unbelievable.
Well, he
Wow.
took the severance in '86, but he went back
Yeah.
and he worked his way up. He was executive hotel manager, whatever they call them these days.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
Princess.
princess.
yeah.
Flipping heck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Well,
ship
you
did
would remember him off. You would remember him off the Sun, Steve. He was on the Sun in '86.
No, I'd finished. I got the TV then.
No, it was.
I think I
right.
remember him off the Canberra. I think.
Yeah, he
Yeah, I
was.
knew
Yeah, he
him
was
on
on
the
Canberra
Canberra.
for a lot. That's where he started off, and he was on there for quite a time.
What ship did he just come off?
I don't know. I don't know which one. It was in. I'm not even sure which American port it was because I noticed him and his stepfather flew out to do his last cruise with him, and I thought he was flying to LA, but I might
wonder
be wrong.
if Ray Zachary knows him because he worked on the Princess ships well into the.
Well, he probably because Alan was on the Royal.
Okay.
Well, and mind you, that was when it first came out, and I think Zachary went there later than he as bar manager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Polly P?
Me, yeah. I saw him on Canberra.
So you'd have to know him. He's a Chelsea supporter.
Yeah, no, very fond memories of Polly. Yeah, sure. Might have been one of the Princess boats, but definitely on Canberra.
Yeah.
Because he lives down here in Wharton.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So has he got family back, back home? Is he?
Yeah, well, his mum died a couple of years ago, but his stepfather's still here, and
Right.
he's got a brother somewhere. I'm not sure where his brother is.
Yeah.
And he's related. Do you remember Bob Voles' partner, Louise? He's related to her as well
Hmm.
Yeah.
because she
Oh,
lives
really?
she lives at Frinton, just up the road,
Yeah.
and Ray Pritchard lives close by here as well. So I say I had
Yeah.
a drink with him on
Mm.
Friday at the cricket club.
Yeah.
So he's probably
Right.
about 68 then. If he was
No,
16
no.
and
No,
No?
he's 63, I think.
oh
Yeah.
he-
75 as
Who,
a
Polly?
boy.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
was
63. I'm
Yeah,
63. I thought he
20.
might have been a year or two older than me.
okay, he's young. Okay.
Well,
4 years
he would have
younger.
in
or
75, he would have been about 16, 17, I
He's got to be
suppose.
64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd
Even
be
though
about
I only
64.
look
Well, he
about
was on
55.
Canberra when you were there, Dave.
That's
when you and
right.
Dave
Yeah.
Hartwell and that crew were on there.
Yeah. Well, I was 19,
Specsavers, Martin,
20. I was
Specsavers.
about
Yeah.
20 by then. So if he's a bellboy at 16, that's 4 years. I'm 68 this year, so he'll be 64 this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice
I
fella.
can't remember. I know I went to his 50th because it was
Mm.
down here. It was down near Clacton.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, you mentioned Bob Vowles, flipping heck. I mean,
Yeah.
what a lovely guy. Bloody hell, you know. I did you all sail with Bob? You know, I'm
I
talking
did, yeah, yeah.
the Aussie boys.
Yeah.
Did you, Watsy, you might not have. He was such a lovely guy, you know, a big lad. I mean, physically big lad, but a heart
Was a
of
big
fucking
bloke,
gold.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a gentle giant.
Yeah.
Honestly, he came to stay with us when I was back at home with my parents. Oh, well, no, sadly, my dad had passed away. I'm sure he had. But for my mum, and he was such a gentleman coming back to our place, and then we went out. Oh, you know, he liked a bit of a bet on the horses. Anyway, he loved going in to put a few bob on. Well, he flipping won whatever it was, and it was quite a lot of money for the day. He stacked our house out with food to last my mum about a year. You know, I mean, bloody bought all sorts of stuff, and he was loved him. I'm
Well,
so
the last
glad
time-
that we saw him on the Canberra reunion, because it
That's
was
right.
only months later, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was about 6 weeks after that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because we were all. I've got some photos when we were all outside of the Duke of Wellington.
Mm-hmm.
There's a brilliant one of him and Kevin Smith.
God, it was
yeah.
honestly, Watsy, you would have loved him, because he would have been a good hand for you with the gardening, because he's as strong as an ox.
Well, there was a couple of big blokes when I was on the Canberra. I was a bellboy on the Canberra. I think there was a guy called Slim as well. You remember
Slim Ferrand. He was
Slim waiter.
Yeah, ended up. Yeah, he ended up matron head waiter in the Half Restaurant on Canberra.
He was a nice fella, very quiet, very, you know.
Yeah, great.
Dennis
we were good
Fitzgibbon.
friends. Yeah, well, he's in Victoria, isn't he?
He's in Melbourne, yeah. And then there was Molly Brown as well.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody accept Dennis into the crew bar? Because I saw him from him.
Yeah, he requested to join, and I let him in.
And we've heard nothing from him since.
No. I think it was the group on Facebook. I'm sure it was, and I'd let him into it.
I
remember doing it. I remember it coming through. I'm sure it was that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Unless it was the messenger group, I can't remember now off the top of my head. It was one or the other.
Dennis. I saw Dennis in Melbourne probably about 15 years ago. Never changed. He's still as jovial as ever.
Yeah.
He's always got a story to tell you.
He was over here a few years ago, and we met up with him in Covent Garden. There was Alan Munson, Leggy, myself, Dennis, and Miss Crew turned up with him. Turned up there.
I'll tell you a story about Dennis Fitzgibbon. I was on the Canberra with him, and we went ashore in Southampton. Must have been overnight or staying over, layover. We went out for some food, went to a restaurant to eat. And he's buying Moe, bottles of Moe. Yeah? Sorry, drinking all this Moe, and he goes right to his head, this Moe. We come out of the restaurant. I don't know why this happened. I've not a clue why. Next thing, he fucking clocked me. Boom! Not a big hole, which these bloody workmen have been digging. And I'm fucking down this hole. What the fuck did you do that for? What? I think it was just
for drinking. That's for drinking his Moe.
Then he helped me out of the hole and we carried on. Dennis.
Perhaps you've been in that pub down the road that they wouldn't let you in this time.
No, wasn't that one.
I saw him in the crew bar on the Canberra, and they'd set up a set of goal posts and goal net. And Dennis was blind drunk, and somebody was kicking balls into the net. And Dennis decided to be the goalkeeper, but he was throwing himself all over the place. He was a total mess. They had to drag him away at the end, otherwise he would still have been there, you know. It's unbelievable. The bloke was, he's a good part of 20 stone, and he was still chucking himself around like he was Peter Schmeichel.
He told me a story. Do you remember when the guy streaked at the cricket?
Cricket, yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Dennis, it was his mate. He was always he used to tell me that story when we were there. He said that was my mate who did that.
No.
he got fined 20 quid.
Yeah.
You get about $10,000 fine there.
Yeah. I would like to have been. I'd like to have been at the rugby when Erica Rowe decided to do her streak across the pitch. I'd love to have been there to see them all bouncing away. The ball, Taffy, the ball bouncing. Right?
Wasn't she she was a real healthy looking girl.
Yeah.
Nothing pretty about her. She was just damn healthy.
I like the word you say, healthy.
She would have been let into that bar down at Southampton.
Yeah. Fucking old Dyke on the fucking door. You can't come in. What? You can't come in.
You can't come in.
There's a bloke in front of us with the frock on saying, "Why not, dear? What's wrong?"
Steve, if you borrow that wig behind Steve Watts on his photo, you might have been let in.
Yeah, the high heels weren't fitting.
Hey, talking about the small lads
Colonel,
on the
getting
ship.
ready for the game.
Yeah, it's the Fox studio is opposite the Opera House. They should show it in a second.
I think they're going to bow out tonight, John.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, they played absolutely horrible last time.
And Sweden,
There it is. See
Sweden,
the Opera
looks
House
so
in the
good.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty good.
Oh, you've got that. We've got it on ITV over here.
So same thing, right?
Yeah. Well,
The
we've
Opera
got
House.
different
Yeah.
presenters, obviously.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
You been to any games, man?
No, I've watched a couple. I watched because I've been watching Australia games.
Yeah. I'm going tomorrow night. I got the tickets for tomorrow.
Have you?
Oh, right.
What match?
Okay.
For the Australia match.
Australia, Denmark, isn't it?
Australia, Denmark.
It could have been
Final
England it could have been England, couldn't it?
If
Yeah,
we
it could have
lost,
been, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they'll meet. If Australia win and England win, they'll meet in the semi-final.
It's a shame. I was hoping it would have been. It could have possibly been the final if it.
Yeah, just on the wrong side of the draw. They're both on the same side now, so they'll meet in the semi-final.
That English girl, she had some game, didn't she? That dark girl, dark-skinned girl.
James. That's Reece James.
Yeah.
sister.
James.
Lauren
Nora.
about 3 goals.
Is it
I think
Lauren
one of them was
James?
disallowed.
Yeah.
Lauren, yeah.
That
Yeah.
should have been a hat trick. That was amazing.
Strikes the ball beautifully.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Tom, please let me butt in just a sec. I want to say to Doug, great hearing you all and seeing Sandy. Say hello to Sandy for me, Dave.
Will do.
But I've just arrived at the Taffmobile.
Oh, she's in there. She's
Yeah,
in.
and she's all looking good, ready to go
Good.
to Galway now. So I'll see you when I see you guys. All the best.
Okay, Taffy.
Bye.
Safe
Taffy.
driving,
Bye.
mate.
Mate,
Safe
right.
driving.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
I
mate.
didn't see Mr. Watsy. Is Mr. Watsy's there?
Yeah.
Well
He
done,
is.
Mr. Watsy. Good
Thank you,
luck
mate.
this season.
Thank you, mate.
I've never signed
Much-
out on the
Much
phone.
got nothing to
so,
do with it.
Oh, flipping heck.
Okay.
Let's go. So it's brilliant, brilliant. We all love Taft's mobile. We all love Bobo's bike. You know.
I'm going to get it out in a minute. My bike, I mean. Yeah.
Anyone know where
What's
Mac is
his-
today then?
He's going to get his mower out in a minute.
Yeah. Oh, it's all coming out today. I'm going
It's all
to get the
coming out
ladder
tonight.
out and get Pat off the roof.
I love a good ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my laptop out and put it in the bin.
I'm going to hand
great
over to you,
stuff.
David. Okay, let's close it out.
All right, Colonel.
Oh,
I'll
before
see
you go,
Yeah.
before you go, can we just make mention of the fact that Macca never turned up tonight and we never got an apology from him?
No,
Yeah,
I was
no,
just looking on Messenger to see if he was online, but he's not.
Yeah, reprimand coming. He needs reprimanding.
He's too busy.
Was on.
He's too busy earning his millions.
Yeah, That's
Well, you
right.
know where he'll be, don't you?
Yeah, sitting at the airport.
No, he'll be jarring.
No, he says he's broke.
He might be. He might.
I
He
think
might
the only
actually.
person who can give Macca a bollocking is you, Martin, because I can't give him a bollocking because he's so generous.
Yeah, and he drove us all around Italy, so I can't bollock him either. You know, he looked
No,
after us well over there.
That's all right. I'll do it all for you,
Okay.
boys.
Because we're
I'll
going to go
take
in a minute.
I'll take one for the team. I'll do it.
Wait a minute before you go. Just a minute.
Oh,
Here's
wait,
Alice.
Yes, thank you. Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
hang
you're
on,
right.
hang on.
The bar
What the
today,
hell?
Nancy Drag.
Oh, let's
You're
get.
right.
Auntie,
Yeah,
part
the
of the
bar's
right
open.
here.
There
You're
we
right.
are.
Martin.
Alan,
Good day,
I know
mate.
you're going out and meeting up with friends later, but do you want to take your choice of drag from behind me?
Oh, there you've got my drag.
Yeah.
Ah, you've got some prettier ones than I've
That
got.
one over your
I know.
left shoulder is just right for him.
You can wear whatever you want, Alan. All right.
Yeah.
Deserve it.
Pete's got us all in the background and it thing.
Yeah, we got is that your bar behind you,
Yeah,
Alan?
yeah.
Lovely.
It's if you
Nice.
want a bells, it's actually Claymore. But
I was going to say there wouldn't be any bashing going on in there, dear.
Well, it's funny, I found a funnel on the bar yesterday.
I just can't get out of the habit. So I just
And
I
what
go to
was it
Aldi
that
for that.
fit? What was which coin fitted in the measure? Which
I
coin?
don't, unfortunately, I've got optics on these.
Oh
So,
no.
but I just go to Aldi and buy the cheap shit gin and then put it into the Gordon's bottle.
Is it the old style? Is it the old style label on the Gordons? Have you had it
Oh
for
yeah,
30
it's the
years?
proper one. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's just
Bottle's worth more than the gin.
it's just hiding the bottles on rounds when she comes round on rounds.
He's made a guest appearance.
Yeah, she told me. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant!
Have a
brilliant.
good one. I'm going out with my son and grandchildren today, so up to London. So looking forward to that. So I've
Have
got
a
to catch a
great
train.
day.
Nice to see you,
Okay.
Al.
Alan.
See you all
Take care,
soon.
mate.
See you soon,
Okay.
Al.
See you, mate.
Cheers, Alan.
All right. Okay, I'll hand over to you, Dave. Okay.
All right, Johnny. We'll keep it rolling. Then we'll. Pardon me. Although
Right,
you know,
stay up,
Colonel
Johnny, and
says
watch the
he's
football.
gone. He'll be up again in 5 minutes' time for the flipping kickoff.
Yeah, kickoff's in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wanted to be there for the national anthem.
Yeah, definitely. So you'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah,
what's
it's
it?
at Stadium Australia. Yeah, it's at the Olympic Stadium.
Well, look,
So 80,000.
do us a favour because we
80,000.
don't know where you're going to be sat,
Could be.
and I know it's all yellow and green and everything else.
Yeah.
But is there anything you could take with you so we can look out, because you never know, there might be a zoom in.
You never know. I'll watch out for the cameras.
He
I'll
could
tell
take
you
a
what,
he could
tell
take a
you what.
lawnmower with him.
Have you got a
Dave,
P&O flag?
No,
Have you
take your lawnmower with you.
Have you got your
You can
P&O flag?
cut the grass at half time.
Actually, yeah. Actually, do a streak with the lawnmower. We'll definitely see you then.
If you pay the fine, Martin, I'll do it.
That'd be
Come visit you
brilliant.
in jail.
Yeah. So who are you going with, Steve?
I'm going with my little granddaughter, my six-year-old granddaughter, and my daughter.
Oh no.
Oh, well, you better not take your clothes off then. No.
They, yeah.
Is your granddaughter into football? Does she love it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very much so. So she's they bought tickets. They bought tickets last year, over a year ago, and they bought a whole package. So they bought every single game in Sydney, Sydney game.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoever was playing.
Yes, in a package. But most of the games were originally designated for another stadium. But once they started selling the tickets, they sold out the stadium. So they moved the bigger games to our Olympic Stadium that can hold 78,000. So, yeah, that's where from here on in the games are at.
Yeah.
That is
I
fantastic.
think that's Sam Kerr's playing as well. I think she's going to make an appearance tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'll be
They
good.
should be. They should be good tomorrow. Should be good.
Yeah.
But the England game's on at that kicks off at 8:30 tomorrow night. But the England game kicks off at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So I'll have to be a radio job because we'll be on our way to the stadium.
What time is it for us then, Pete?
England game 5 o'clock, which is going to be 2 o'clock in the morning for you.
We got Nigeria tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's about right.
5. I beg your pardon. I've gone the wrong way. 8 o'clock. Yeah.
8:30, and Australia for us is at 11:30. So that's pretty good.
That's 8:30 here. Yeah.
Got it. Oh well, fingers crossed. But good luck to both of us for tomorrow, because
absolutely.
It would have been a crying show. I felt sorry for Brad with New Zealand. They were slipping close anyway, but going out. But I really want Aussies to do well, because it's great. It's great, you know.
Did you see that photograph of him the other day in Auckland?
Yeah.
He looked really well, didn't he?
He did look well. Yeah. He looked great. He went to the game.
Yeah.
He went to that last game in Auckland. Yeah. He looked good.
He's doing all right.
Anyhow, I'm glad no one talks about cricket today.
Haven't had time, Dave.
No, I know. Can't get a word in edgeways, do you?
We left the netball to you, Dave.
At least hey, that's going to be a good one. When do they play the netball? When's that? Is that today?
Yeah.
Do we know what time, Pete?
I thought it was 10. What's it now? 10 o'clock. So
that's going to be now.
Where's the tournament being played?
South Africa.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in about an hour's time.
Oh,
this is Alan's son.
Hello.
Hi, Alan.
You're joking. That Alan, that is Alan. Alan, that is Alan.
That is Alan when he was young and pretty.
Yeah. What's your name, Alan's son?
Jamie.
Daniel.
Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. Oh, so good to see you. Right, lovely.
Nice to meet you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have heard a lot of things about you, and to be honest, most of it's been really good.
Oh, that's good.
Only most of it, all right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, that's really good. Really nice to see. Has Fruity been behaving himself?
Fruity, is it?
That's me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's been good.
Yeah,
I've been good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you later. Nice to meet you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Boy, look,
Hey, we've had a real bonus here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Who have you got lined up next to come in behind you, Fruity?
Well, his grandchildren are here, and Jamie's wife.
No, let's just send them through on a conveyor belt. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Well, we've got to get the cuddly toys. The cuddly toys got to go through.
Sliding doors, nice Anthea. Good game. You know. Oh, brilliant. Hey, now look, boys, it is coming up imminently to kick-off time as well as everything else. So look, we look forward to tomorrow. Watsy and Martin down under. We'll be looking out for you, Watsy, and Martin. Have a word with Macca. All right.
I will.
Say exactly what you need.
We'll be taking some photos of the night out anyway. So whoever turns up, I'll be posting them to the.
We look forward to it. But we want to look forward to it in a year's time or whenever. We want to be there with you, obviously.
Oh, that'll be great. Yeah.
That'll be another plan.
Oh, I met up with Martin the bellboy on Wednesday.
Oh, are you?
Malcolm the bellboy.
Malcolm, I thought you might have already seen him last week.
No, Wednesday I saw him.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I've booked a room for Liverpool.
Oh, have you?
Oh, where?
Yeah.
In next June. Graham Witts is organising a do in Liverpool. A one-nighter.
Yeah, if I go, I'll come on the train and go home later in the day.
Yeah.
Dave,
It's
isn't
only
it?
25, 30 minutes. It's only 25
Isn't the
minutes.
problem? It's only a few days after the pensioners do down in Southampton.
It's the 7th of June. It's
And
about a
where's-
week, but a couple of weeks later.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete, that'll be for next year. So we'll get it sorted in time for that. Definitely.
Yeah, sure. I was just thinking maybe it was a bit too close, you know, but I'm fine
Well,
if everyone else is.
I think it started off as like a Sea Princess one reunion, but
Yeah.
it's sort of open to anybody. But Graham's organised it and booked it. It's at the Delphi Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And it's £115 a night for a single room, which surprisingly, when I booked it, they said included bed, breakfast, and an evening meal.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm going to go on the Friday, stay Friday night, Saturday, and come back on the Sunday.
Right. Well, we've got family up there, so we might well meet, be staying up there, and then, but we'll come on over, Fruity. For sure.
Yeah, well, hopefully I can go because I've been discharged by the oncologist.
Well, you're looking good, Fruity. Seriously.
Yeah. Well, my hemoglobin's up to 113. I saw the cardiologist Monday. I'm going to go back on tablets for the AF. I'm back on the blood thinners and touch wood, no bleeding.
Good.
I've just got a little cardio thing to have done. I've got to have a echo sound, and then I've got to have a thing through the groin where they go up to do something on a valve.
Angiogram.
No, it's to do with a valve. It's called aortic valve stenosis.
Wow.
Where they replace something in the valve, but they do it by going in through your groin.
Sounds like someone Chelsea just bought.
Can you get the crew bar on it, sound and vision?
Yeah. Steve's actually going to go next to Crew Bar. He'll be actually in the operating theatre. It's the only place he can get sound and vision. On the end of one of those long cameras. This is me, but you're looking from me from the inside, you know.
Fish eye.
All right, now, boys. Right, we've got to get into sporting mode. We've got football, netball,
on the Saturday,
and all sorts going on.
Going up on the Friday, and I think
we'll say goodbye.
Charity Shield today as well, you know.
Fruity, if you've got anyone else on the conveyor belt to say good hello to, Fruity, before we
Sorry.
go. Is there anyone
they're all getting ready to go, Dave.
All right. All right. Well, look,
Go and tap on
just a minute, because Alan's just asked me a question.
Drag them in.
It's
Charity
on
Shield
Saturday,
today as
Dave.
well. You know that.
Charity
Dave?
Shield tonight, yeah.
definitely. All right, boys. Look, we'll
Oh,
see.
Dave, just a quick one.
They didn't get
Have
that.
any of
straight.
you got any photographs of when the Angelina Lauro caught fire with the punters on the Sun Princess when they brought them over?
Steve, you've got some, haven't you?
Not actually in the Sun Princess. I've got pictures of the ship burning.
Yeah,
Was
I've
that
got
when she
those.
was alongside?
Yeah. In
Yeah,
St.
but-
They transferred passengers over onto the Sun, and they were all led on the sleeping on deck and that sort of thing. And we're doing an Oscar towel.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for some photos. That was all. It's
Fruity,
specifically of anything
Fruity.
on Sun Princess.
Have you? I mean, I'll Google it, but do you think they might have it on? If you Google it, there might be.
Yeah, I've tried, Dave, and I can't find it. The only thing is, let me just quickly see if I can find them and put one up. I've found a couple of photos, but I'm not sure if they are the right ones. Just bear with me.
I'm going to have to go.
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've just kicked off.
Martin, this
That's
is going to take
one,
time.
Dave. That's one which looks like an open deck
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
And then there was another one.
Martin, don't you dare leave. Do not leave. All right. There's another 48 of these pictures coming up.
No, there isn't.
That's it. All right.
I've
Don't
got
be so
some
bloody
prawns
rude.
I've got to peel. I've got to do garlic prawn.
That was the other one.
Gonna have to
Macca's
order the
coming
prawn
round.
or Barbie.
Do you know what? Seriously, I thought that could, and true, this is true. That could have been the Adelphi, the Adelphi Hotel.
That's where you're going to
And do
sleep.
you know why?
Anyhow.
Seriously, there was something only a few years ago, wasn't there? Some drama in there, and they did have everybody staying. I think it was a documentary on the hotel, on the Adelphi Hotel, on the telly, and I have a feeling that there was something that happened, and they all had to sleep in the public areas. So,
bloody
That's just something I
airport
found.
lounge in Colombo to me.
That was just something I found on somewhere on Facebook on one of the ships groups,
right. Well, I think that,
and that's what made me think it was something to do with it.
all right. Okay,
Yeah.
now Martin, I
Well,
know
it's
you
worth
want to
waiting
stay for
for
another
that,
hour,
so.
but we've got other things to do. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So look, everybody wave, and then we'll
See you guys.
we'll start
guys.
disappearing.
Yeah,
No traffic
bye.
lights tonight, David.
Somewhere. So,
Yeah, bye, bye, boys.
are you sure you want recording to the cloud? Yes. You want to stop recording to the cloud?